The Oblivion remake has taken over the entire internet at this point. I call it a remake because that's exactly what it looks like, to be honest with you. I know that sometimes I can be overly critical of a lot of games and the industry as a whole, but I have no problem celebrating things that are worth celebrating, and there is a lot worth celebrating here.
If you have had fun with the Oblivion remaster over the last month and a half or so it's been out, I am not here to rain on your parade. I am not here to say, stop having fun or anything like that. But I do want to look at the reasoning behind why people believe that this is somehow good for the industry or even good for the consumer. Because obviously, by the way I'm talking, I disagree.
I don't think that we've seen an all-around home run from a AAA publisher like this in a long time. This has swung positive sentiment in their direction. It's created a lot of goodwill, and it has embarrassed their competition.
I don't use this phrase lightly. The meat riding is crazy. You have yet to see another quote-unquote home run from Bethesda. This is the same game they made 20 years ago. All they did was film new actors running back through the exact same ball game with a 4K camera. But this time, the baseball players could sprint.
They did it all for $50. Didn't I say something about competitive pricing?
Competitive pricing? What? Okay, I'm gonna come off as maybe a little mean here, and maybe even for the rest of the video, because these are very sweeping declarations that have to be put down like a rabid animal. I have never heard a more false statement in my life. It is only cheap by today's standards of AAA games, and even then, it only beats them out by $10. They gave you $10 off of a 20-year-old game. In what world is that a benefit to the consumer? Oblivion was $50 when it released brand new. They sold you the same game for the same price twice, and you're doing tricks on it. It's actually disingenuous to make a point out of the price tag at all, because for a Hall of Fame consumer-friendly decision, they sold the DLC again, separately. And I don't know about you, but creating a definitive experience for an old game for a newer generation, and not even including all of the game's content, doesn't seem like a win to me. It seems greedy, it seems disingenuous, it seems like, once again, they sold you the same product twice, and you bought it for the same price both times. Don't even talk about price at all. Why would you even bring it up? It's not a flex. The game is on Game Pass. If you want people to buy this and you want to make it seem affordable, you should be encouraging people to play it through Game Pass rather than purchasing it outright. Dark Souls Remastered was $10 cheaper and included the DLC because that's how it should be. When Combat Evolved got its remaster, we didn't brag about the price point, we complained. And once again, that was $10 cheaper. And Combat Evolved does the coolest thing I've ever seen a remaster do to date, which is the thing that you can switch your graphics back and forth on the fly. I have yet to see a remaster do anything as impactful or as fan servicey as that.
And I think that's what makes this remaster such a moment. It's not just a nostalgia bomb, it's a reputation reset. A chance for Bethesda to remind people what made them believe in them in the first place. Even if they didn't make this game themselves, they greenlit it, they oversaw it, they let it exist without mangling it, and it worked.
Reputation reset? What are you talking about? So you just want to forget all about them re-releasing Skyrim 17 times because they re-released Oblivion once? You want to forget about them over-promising and undelivering for literal decades at this point? Blatantly lying? What about them being unable to optimize a game, and when pressed about it, they blame you for your computer's specs? You just showed this clip.
Emil Pagliarulo was firing off tweets mocking players for not understanding the realities of game development.
They could re-release Fallout New Vegas tomorrow, and I swear on everything I love, if it were $50 with DLC sold separately, I wouldn't even buy it on sale. Hold me to that. I am dead serious. No, really. They made fun of their own fans, their own consumers, their own supporters, because their game sucks. But no, seriously, through nostalgia bait, all of their sins have been washed away. And he also, no joke, praised Bethesda for just letting the game exist.
Even if they didn't make this game themselves, they greenlit it, they oversaw it, they let it exist without mangling it.
This isn't them reminding you of their roots. This isn't showing us that they're still capable. That's an absolutely brain-dead take, because once again, with this clip, it shows that Bethesda sees absolutely nothing wrong with their current trajectory, and you are the problem for not enjoying it. Do you think Muhammad Ali walks into bars showing people videos of his fight against George Foreman in the Rumble in the Jungle to show how good of a fighter he is currently at this second? No! Wanna know why? He's dead! And also that wouldn't make very much sense, would it? This wasn't for the fans. It was cold, hard cash releasing something that takes a million times less effort and investment than creating a new IP, a new Elder Scrolls, or Fallout. Todd robbed you, and you thanked him and begged him to come back to your place so he can take the rest of your belonging.
Games like the Oblivion remaster are not here to define the modern era. They are here to remind us and developers of the past, and let us revisit it with a new coat of paint.
I 100% agree. So what was the rest of this video even about? Why does it sound like you're defending your purchase rather than admitting that it is nothing more than a remaster? Why are you pretending like it's this profound statement to modern game development? It's not. You have shown every corporation that they can feed you games they've already made and you've already paid for and make way more money doing that than actually trying to improve their ongoing products.
They are made cheap, sub $100 million. They don't need to sell 10 million copies to be viable. Nobody needs Oblivion to stand toe-to-toe with Elden Ring. We need Elder Scrolls 6 to do that. Why do you think that they released the game for $50, Mikey?
Stop complimenting them for robbing you.
I'm really hoping that this isn't just some one-off play, because this could be the start of a winning strategy. Think about the games that Xbox has in their pipeline. Doom Dark Ages, Gears of War E-Day, Fable. These aren't throwaway titles. These are high-profile IPs with built-in audiences. If Xbox sticks to this model, competitive pricing, multi-platform releases, they could position themselves as the one major publisher that's actually in touch with reality.
Okay, that's not how this works, dude. You are comparing the price point of a 20-year-old re-release to a AAA game. Brand new AAA titles aren't gonna take a price hit, I promise you. I'll give you a hint as to why, and it rhymes with bun billion ballers. The new titles releasing that you just mentioned cost several times what the Oblivion remaster did. You have to hire writers, voice actors, programmers, creative directors, artists, musicians. All of this was already done with Oblivion because the game already existed. What would you look at that? One of the games you mentioned released in the time gap between this video and the subject's video, and guess what? Doom ended up being a $70 release. Because why wouldn't it be?
And they said that you cry for change, but you keep handing them money. We only get change if we vote with our wallets. And voting with your wallet doesn't mean not buying anything, because things really aren't going to change, and that's not even realistic to begin with. People are just going to buy something instead. But supporting a near remake like Oblivion for $50 is the exact kind of message that you want to send.
Yo, my blood pressure is not... I'm gonna kill myself. Yes, vote with your wallet. Don't buy the Switch 2, by the way. Yes, vote with your wallet, unless I deem it worthy. Your reasoning is actually scarlet rot, dude. It is entirely realistic to not buy something from a company. What do you mean? That trying is outdated and the masses are completely fine with being upcharged for a 20-year-old game? That didn't even come with the DLC? I'm not letting this go.
You want to reward good behavior. Don't buy the bad games. Buy the good games.
Hell, sometimes even twice.
We're not winning anything if you're not buying games that are actually good or worth supporting. You want to send a signal to these companies saying, hey, this is what I want, and I want more of it.
No, that's wrong. You're thinking about this from a personal point of view and not from a corporate one. You are thinking in the most idealist of terms. The message you're sending is, more slop, please. Try less next time. Nostalgia controls me and therefore controls my wallet. Next time release Fallout 3, and if the DLC comes with it, I ain't buying it.
I've been having a lot of fun playing Oblivion. It has been so great to return back to the game. Oh, man. It's been so long since I've played in a Bethesda title to begin with. I think I only played like 15 hours of Starfield before I gave it up, but I've just been having a lot of fun. It's honestly one of my favorite games of all time, so it's kind of surreal that they even made a remaster like this in the first place. It's been blowing my mind.
There it is! There it is! Finally! Ding, ding, ding! If you have fun with the game and you enjoy the product you bought with your hard-earned cash, I am happy for you. But please don't pretend like this is good for us. It's not in any way. You talked trash on Starfield, but you just helped them recoup on their losses. You don't have to justify playing it or buying it. It's nobody's business. I love Space Engineers, and 90% of people would say that that's objectively a bad game. And honestly, I would agree. But when you go on record defending the corporation that doesn't have your best interest at heart and would sell your soul in a pentasecond if given a chance, you open yourself up to criticism. Obviously, this video was not some kind of personal attack. It was more like a really passionate rebuttal. For real though, where's Fallout 5? Feed me more slop. More slop, please. More slop, please. I want slop. I want slop.